2024 was an amazing year for gaming, and my first year creating videos. When I started FFVII, it was meant to be sort of a video game diary for myself, a way to reflect on the games I played and my thoughts about them at the time. It also gave me a chance to turn my hobby into something productive and creative. Well, I've learned a lot, had a ton of fun, and I found there's a lot more ahead I can do. Over this past year, I played a lot of games, more than I could cover on this channel, and I want to share my top 5 favorites with you. They're all RPGs, that is my favorite genre, and I tried to be open-minded about it, but dang it, they were all RPGs anyways. Anyway, this list isn't ranked, just 5 games that hooked me, pulled me into their worlds and characters, and gave me experiences I'll remember. Some were universally loved, others not so much, but they all left their mark on me. If you see a game on my list that's not on yours, I'd love to know your top 5 so maybe I can discover something new, or who knows, maybe you'll find one here. With all that said, let's dive in. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Remake was one of my favorite games of 2020, and it blew me away how Square Enix was able to translate this classic for the modern generation. Focusing Remake entirely on Midgar was a bold move, and with Rebirth, they've blown the world wide open, delivering way more than I expected. Unlike the linear storytelling of Remake, Rebirth lets you explore sprawling environments and discover tons of optional content. Honestly, it may be too much content. There's a lot of great stuff hidden behind all the side quests, which make me want to do everything. It's both incredible and overwhelming. Still, being back with these characters, revisiting iconic locations, and experiencing this adventure all over again has been pure bliss. This still might be my favorite real-time combat implementation to date, and overall, this game is nothing less than a joy to play. If you're a fan of the series or JRPGs in general, I highly recommend it. Just make sure to start with Remake. Granblue Fantasy Relink. I went into this game knowing nothing of the franchise, but when I saw the trailer, it felt like everything I wanted at the time. An anime-inspired RPG set in a beautiful world with big ol' monster battles. It did not disappoint. There's a big cast of playable characters, each one distinct and fun to play. The story is sweet, but short, and honestly, I wish it were longer because I love the camaraderie and dynamic between the characters. The real meat of the game, though, lies in the endgame content, where you tackle increasingly challenging bosses and upgrade your gear to take on even tougher foes. With online co-op, it's the perfect game for blowing off steam with friends. If you're looking for a game that's easy to pick up but rewarding to master, Relink delivers. Metaphor, ReFantazio. In my review, I said that if you told me this was Persona 6 in a new setting, I would have believed you. Atlus took a bit of the Shin Megami Tensei formula and mixed it with a big scoop of Persona, and it tastes great. The world and the story are fresh and unique, combat is turn-based perfection, and the new archetype system mixes character customization and classes up a bit. Time management and social bonding are still key pillars, and while the setting makes things feel different, the gameplay loop Atlus fans love is all here. The visuals, voice acting, and music are top-notch, and I have to say, Atlus finally made a good, well-tuned hard mode. This game is proof that Atlus is committed to turn-based RPGs and continues to raise the bar for what makes them great. They absolutely knocked it out of the park with this one. Dragon Age: The Veilguard. This game has sparked a lot of debate, and I get it. If I were a fan of a franchise that was dark and grounded with deep RPG mechanics and complex characters, I don't know how I'd feel about the direction they took it. But being someone new to the franchise and taking it at face value, I really enjoyed my time with it. I can see how the character models are polarizing, sure, but the art direction of the environments is absolutely stunning. And while the characters themselves aren't particularly deep, the dialogue is solid and the voice acting is strong. What really hooked me though was the lore. It feels vast, intricate, and rich, beckoning me to dive deeper in to learn more. If you're looking for a lighter RPG with a classic adventure vibe, Veilguard is worth giving a shot, even if it's not a perfect representation of the series. A Unicorn Overlord. I'll admit, I wrote this game off at first. Between the title and the retro art style, I thought, not for me. But then I saw the gameplay, I tried the free demo, and I was hooked. At the end of the demo, I immediately bought the full game to keep playing. Unicorn Overlord knows exactly what it wants to be. A retro-inspired strategy RPG with great character customization, stunning artwork, and an amazing score. I love how surprised I was with this game, and if it even looks remotely interesting to you, I hope you check it out. I'm going to continue to support strategy and tactical RPGs so we get more of them. So good. And that's my list. I'd like to wrap up this message with a message to all of you, that I hope you had a happy and healthy 2024, and whether last year brought challenges or triumphs, that you have an even better 25. For gaming, this year's kind of a big question mark with lots of big games we could see. And for this channel, I want to thank everyone who watched, commented, and supported FFVII. Your positivity and feedback mean a lot. I'm excited to keep learning, growing, and evolving this channel, so I'll see you out there, gamers.